In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bets for Tuesday, April 8th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our April 8th NBA slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about the TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 9.84 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can go to a much broader audience. All right. Now, if you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, remember that's provided down below in the description section. You're not only getting daily bets, you're also getting access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. In Spectrum Center here, Charlotte Hornets 19-59 going against the Memphis Grizzlies 46-32. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, Grizzlies road favorites -900 with the comeback of the Hornets at a +600, point spread at a 13.5, total points at 230.5. Public bet percentage here, we have 89% of the bets, 79% of the money of Memphis here on the money line for the point spread. 64% of the bets, 72% of the money for Memphis to cover. And for the total points, 86% of the bets, 81% of the money on the 230.5. All right. Looking at the injury report here for both of these teams, Memphis only dealing with Zion Pullen, he's out, and Brandon Clark, he's out for the year. Charlotte is pretty healthy, despite the fact they're not including LaMelo Ball, who's out, and a couple other guys there. But this is the core here of Miles Bridges and cast and crew with Seth Curry and Mark Williams here. That's the Hornets team that you're going to be looking at right now. All right, looking at these two, Grizzlies are trying to turn things around. They're on a 2-game winning streak, beating Miami and Detroit, 2 big games there, because currently they are tied from 5 all the way to the 8th seed. All right, from 5 all the way to 8. Those 4 teams are locked at the same exact record, 46-32. So this is a big game here for the Memphis Grizzlies because they can either end up at 5 or stay all the way down at the bottom at 8. All right, so they need to really finish strong here. Charlotte Hornets, on the other end, have nothing to play for. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak. And depending on which competition it is, they've been getting blown out. All right, 14-point loss against Chicago, 23-point loss against Sacramento, and then a 14-point loss against Indiana. This is a highly motivated spot here for the Memphis Grizzlies. I like them to cover this number. I'm going to post the -9.5, obviously. So Grizz -9.5, and for the total, this is a Swiss cheese defense as well, and we definitely would see the Charlotte Hornets score above 110 here. So I like the over 230 on the total as well. In Rocket Arena here, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers 62-16 going against the Chicago Bulls 36-42. Looking at the current odds for this one here, we have the Cavs as home favorites -625 on the money line with the comeback of the Bulls at a +450, point spread at an 11.5, total points all the way at 238.5. Public bet percentage 80% of the bets and 54% of the money here on Cleveland. Sharps are looking at the side of Chicago in this particular spot for the point spread, 57% of the bets, 50% of the money on Chicago to cover this number. And for the total points, 82% of the bets, 78% of the money towards the over 238.5 on this total. All right, looking at the injury report here, Chicago Bulls, no Trey Jones, no Kevin Huerter, no Lonzo Ball, and Nikola Vucevic and Josh Giddey are game time decisions. Obviously, we want positive news on both of those guys to be playing in this one. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell will be out of this game. Cleveland Cavaliers, you got to remember, Remember, they already locked up the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they're coming off a loss against the Sacramento Kings here. All right, Bulls trending in a very good direction, beating Toronto, Portland, and the Charlotte Hornets. Right now, they are currently the number 9 seed. They're trying to move up to the 8 seed and possibly the number 7 seed before the playoffs or the play-in begins. So that's going to be really, really crucial here. I think all the value is going to be on the side of the Bulls in this one, more motivated team. You got Cavaliers sitting Donovan Mitchell as well, and they really don't have much to play for, all right? So give me the Bulls plus 11.5 for the total. I'm going to go towards the under 238.5 with the Stars lessening here from the Cavaliers side, and the Bulls trying to tightly contest things. I think that total is going to fall just a little bit under here. I like the under 238.5. In Kia Center here, we have the Orlando Magic 38-40 going up against the Atlanta Hawks 37-41. Looking at the current odds for this one here, Magic at home as favorites -190 with the comeback of the Hawks at a +154. Point spread at a 4.5. Total points at 225.5. Public bet percentage here: 68% of the bet, 62% of the money on Orlando for the point spread. This is a little bit tightly contested here. 52% of the bets on Orlando to cover, and then 51% of the money on Atlanta to cover. For the total points, 70% of the bets and money here towards the over 225.5. Looking at the injury report between these two teams, these rivals here, Jacob Toppin is out, Larry Nance is out, Clint Capella is out, and Jalen Johnson is out for the year. Trae Young right now is a game-time decision. Orlando Magic, Jalen Suggs out for the season, and Moritz Wagner is out for the season as well. These two teams here have been okay. All right, in the last 5 games, Hawks losing 3 out of their last 5, and then Magic winning 3 out of the last 5. But when these two match up here, they tend to battle it out. As you can see in the season series, it's tied 1-1. One game going to Atlanta, 112-106, and then the second one going to Orlando, 114-108. Tightly contested, lower scoring type of environments between Atlanta and the Magic here. So I like the under on the 225.5. This game is going to have that playing feel. And these are the two teams right now that are set up to be matched, the 7 and the 8 seed right now in the East. They're looking like they're going to match up in the play-in tournament anyway. So they're probably going to meet up for a 5th time, all right? So definitely high animosities between these two teams, tightly contested environment. It's going to have that playoff feel. I like the under, and I like the plus 4.5 with the Atlanta Hawks to keep this close here. It's going to come down to the wire to make whoever's going to make the best decisions in that 2-minute department there to get this game done. But give me the points with the Hawks and the under 225. In Barclays Center here, we have the Brooklyn Nets 25-53 going up against the New Orleans Pelicans 21-57. Looking at the current odds in this G League game we got here, Brooklyn Nets home favorites -130 with the comeback of the Pelicans at a +105. Point spread at a 2.5. Total points at 213.5. Public bet percentage 71% of the bets, 82% of the money on the Brooklyn Nets. For the point spread, 60% of the bets, 65% of the money on the Nets to cover. And for the total points, 85% of the bets, 87% of the money towards the over 213.5. Looking at the injury report here, Pelicans, like I said, starting a G League team. They got Yves Messi out there. They got Elfrid Payton playing some kid named Reeves. I don't even know. But Jordan Harkins is out. Brandon Boston's out. Kelly Olynyk, game time decision. Jose Alvarado, game time decision. McCollum out for the year. They're not playing Zion as well. And for the Brooklyn Nets, Keon Johnson is out, Daron Sharp is out, D'Angelo Russell's out, Cam Johnson's out, and Noah Clowney here as well. So this is going to be a pretty ugly game between these two teams. The first one, the first matchup went towards the Nets 107-105 in that game. For this one here, I'm going to be leaning to the side of the Brooklyn Nets in this particular spot. I like Drew Timme and the cast and crew that they have over what the Pelicans is bringing on the court with their G League team. And I'm going to be going towards the over 213.5. All right. Technically, I do like the Nets defense, especially at home. They've had some occurrences here where they play at a slower tempo here, and they've really got to maximize the possessions, especially on the side of New Orleans, but with this lesser talent here. So I'm going to be leaning towards the Nets on the money line. Give me the over on the total of 213.5. I think this is total is pretty low. They almost cleared it in that first one. So I like the over 213 and the Nets on the money line for this matchup. In Madison Square Garden here, we have the New York Knicks 50-28 going against the Boston Celtics 58-20. Looking at the current odds in this one here, we have the Knicks at home, but as underdogs. Celtics come in here as favorites, -120. Knicks at a +100. Point spread at a 1.5. Total points at 221.5. All right. Looking at the public bet percentage here, starting off with the money line, 78% of the bets. 62% of the money on the side of the Boston Celtics. For the point spread, 72% of the bets, 76% of the money is on the side of Boston to cover the 1.5. And for the total points, 85% of the bets, 77% of the money towards the over 221.5. All right. Looking at the injury report for both of these teams, we're going to be waiting on a lot of news for the Celtics. We're kind of getting an understanding as you see the line is really close. Normally, even with the Celtics on the road, they were probably going to start all their starters. This would have been a 6 to 7 point favorite spot here for the Celtics on the road. This one is almost pretty much a pick 'em. So you can probably foresee the Celtics sitting a lot of these guys. Obviously, they already have the number 2 seed locked in, and they're waiting for the playoffs pretty much. So Porzingis is a game time decision. Drew Holiday's a game time decision. Jason Tatum's a game time decision. Al Horford is already out, and Derek White is a game time decision. All right, so that's going to be a big news here. You could probably go and buy with the line value. You probably hop on it now. But looking at the Knicks, this should be the game that Jalen Brunson is back. He's a game-time decision. Miles McBride is a game-time decision. And Ariel Hukporti, the rookie center, he's out. This could be a spot where the Knicks finally get over the Schnei and finally beat an elite team in the NBA, even on the West or the East side. They've lost all their games against elite talent, all right? Celtics obviously winning 4 of their last 5 games, but this is the back-end stretch here coming in down the wire of the season here. And then the New York Knicks winning 4 of their last 5 as well. They're just trying to finish this regular season strong and healthy. All right. The first 3 matchups went all towards the Boston Celtics, 132-109, 131-104, and 118-105. All right. So this one here, I'm going to be going with the side of the Knicks. Give me the Knicks on the money line here. We're skipping the point spread. I think they finally get this one. And for the total of 221.5, if we're looking at it, they've gone over this total in 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the last 5 games. I'm going to be continuing that trend. I like the over 221.5 in this one. Last but not least, in Fiserv Forum here, we have the Milwaukee Bucks going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bucks are 44-34. Timberwolves are 46-32. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, starting off with the road favorite Timberwolves -165, with the comeback of the Milwaukee Bucks at a +140. Looking at the current point spread, that's at a 3.5, and the total points is at 223.5. Looking at the public bet percentage, 62% of the bets, 89% of the money on Minnesota. For the point spread, 75% of the bets, 84% of the money on Minnesota to cover. And for the total, 223.5, 92% of the bets, 93% of the money towards the over 223.5. Looking at the current injury report here for both of these teams, starting off with the Timberwolves, Terrence Shannon Jr. is a game time decision. For the Milwaukee Bucks, obviously no Damian Lillard, no Jericho Sims, but now we also have Giannis as a game time decision and Pat Connaughton as a game time decision as well. Both of these teams are on fire right now, winning 4 out of the last 5 for the Bucks, and then the Minnesota Timberwolves are on a 5-game winning streak, trying to propel themselves higher in the Western Conference seeding. All right, so I really like the Timberwolves in this one. I think despite the fact both of these teams are red hot right now, I think Milwaukee is just another step above here. So give me the I think the Timberwolves are another step above. Give me the Timberwolves on the money line, and I like the revenge narrative here. Minnesota lost to Milwaukee in Minnesota on February 12th. This is going to be a bounce back spot here. Timberwolves on the money line, and I like the over 223.5. Well, technically, if we're looking at the last 5 games, 2 out of the last 5 have only gone over this total. So that's very interesting to see. The previous game went under. I like this game to go over. So over 223.5 in this total. I think there's a lot of points here. And I think that the Timberwolves will really get going here in this particular spot. All right. So let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. Definitely, we could debate about that down there. Also, if you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, get locked in on these plays, get locked on baseball season. We're going to be converting to that very soon. Obviously, we'll finish out the playoffs and then go on to baseball. But get connected. Click on that link right down below. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.